Commonwealth may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The Commonwealth would call Peter Capozzoli.
Right this way, sir. Step up, mark the step. Come over here. Over the front.
Thank you.
And you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I'm going to ask you if you pull that microphone closer to you because it's going to amplify your voice and everyone will be able to hear you. Can you state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Peter Capozzoli, Capozzoli.
And, sir, by the way, that is perfect as far as the volume. Are you familiar with Cohasset Imports?
Yes.
What is Cohasset Imports?
It's a used car dealership, sales and service.
And how are you familiar with it?
I'm the owner.
Ms. Gilman, could we have what was entered in today as Exhibit 84? Thank you, Ms. Gilman. Sir, I'm showing you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 84. Do you see at the bottom where it says Cohasset Imports?
Yes.
Now, sir, where is your home in relation to Cohasset Imports?
To the right up the driveway?
And, sir, are you familiar with 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway?
Yes.
How are you familiar with it?
I own it
And how long have you owned it?
since September 2019.
And do you see 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in relation to this photograph that has Cohasset Imports on it?
Yes, I do.
And can you point it out for us, sir?
Right there?
In the middle, sir?
Right here?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't see where your finger
Oh,
is.
in the middle, yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Now, sir, is that your primary residence, 516?
No,
What do you do with that property?
I rent it.
And so, sir, are you familiar with the Walshe family?
Yes.
And how are you familiar with the Walshe family?
They were the last tenants that we rented to.
And now, when did you begin renting to the Walshe family?
I believe it was March of 22.
And what was the initial terms of the lease?
The first 6 months, I took less per month, I believe $4,800 a month to have them pay up front.
Yes, sir.
That was something they wanted.
Okay. And so, how many months was the lease for?
The first one was 6 months.
And did you ever have to have another lease with them?
Yes.
And when was that?
So we extended it for the full $5,000 per month for another 6 months, I believe.
Now, during the course of the Walshe family at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway, how many times did you have the opportunity to see Ana Walshe?
3 or 4 times.
And how many times would you have the opportunities to see Brian Walshe?
He brought the check every month, so I would see him each month once and then maybe another 5 or 6 times in between that.
Now, sir, do you see Mr. Walshe here today?
Yes.
Could you identify him with some article of clothing he may be wearing?
A tie with a black jacket.
Your Honor, if the record may reflect that the witness has identified the defendant.
The record will so reflect.
Sir, as far as any kind of fixes to the property or anything like that, who would perform repairs to the property?
I did
How often did you have to do that?
just 3 or 4 times.
What type of things would you have to fix?
The first time was a dripping faucet. I went in, figured the problem, went back, ordered some parts, got the parts, came back and fixed it.
And besides a leaky faucet, anything else that you had to fix?
One time there was a loose hinge on a hutch in the kitchen, and I came in on a Sunday morning and worked on that and corrected that.
Was anyone home when you fixed the hitch?
Yes.
Who was home?
Ana was home and the 3 boys.
Now, besides making those 2 repairs, any other significant repairs to the home?
Yes, one other one. In the middle of July, the AC stopped working. So I went over at night, looked at it for a few hours, checked everything I could, knew what I had, knew what I didn't have. So then I had an electrician come in the morning. He showed up, I think, at 8 o'clock. And after 5 minutes, he said, "Where's the shutoff switch for the heater AC unit?" I said, "I didn't know. It was upstairs." So it was upstairs in the entryway coming in the side door, and the switch had been flipped off. That's why the AC didn't work.
All right, so pretty basic fixes.
Yes.
Now, sir, as far as the basement of the house, when you rented it, what was in the basement?
Just a few small things and a dehumidifier, maybe a small table, and 2 refrigerators that were not hooked up.
Now, Ms. Gilman, if you could just take down that exhibit, thank you. In late December of 2022, what did you do as far as going away on a vacation?
I went to the Caribbean over New Year's.
And during that time, did you ever receive any calls from Mr. Brian Walshe?
Yes.
When?
I believe it was Thursday of the week that I was there, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere in the late afternoon time frame.
And can you tell us about the conversation? What was the conversation you had with Mr. Walshe in this phone call?
Yes. So he had asked me if I had security on my building, and I said, no, not at this time. We were still in the building process. And so I said, why? And he said, well, my wife is missing. She took an Uber this morning, or was supposed to take an Uber this morning to go to D.C. for work. And we haven't found her, and she didn't show up in D.C.
Did he tell you what time she left?
I think in the 4 to 5 range in the morning.
Now, and you said that your building was under construction. What building was being worked on?
Cohasset Imports.
And did you tell him about any other places that might have cameras?
Yes, so next door north of me, there's a home, and I thought he might have security. So I mentioned the name and said you could check with him.
Now, sir, on the lease you had with the Walshe family, are you familiar with that lease?
Yes.
One moment. Your Honor, if I may approach?
You may.
Mr. Capozzoli, in handing your document, you recognize it?
Yes, that's the lease.
And, Your Honor, I seek to have this marked as the next exhibit.
Any objection? I think the next one is 96. The lease for 516 Chief Justice Hallway is in evidence as Exhibit 96.
Directing your attention to page 4 under tenant. Can you state who the tenant is of the lease and the address affixed to that?
Yes, Diana Walshe, and the address is 330 Paradise Road, apartment 1320 in Swampscott, Mass.
And, counsel? Your Honor, approach one more time.
You may.
Thank you. Mr. Capozzoli, I'm handing you a photograph. Sir, do you recognize the room of the photograph's taken in?
Yes.
Do you recognize the person in that photograph?
Well, I think it's Ana.
Okay. And the room, is it a fair and accurate depiction of the room that you recognize?
Yes.
And what room is it that you recognize?
It's the living room or den. Yep.
The Commonwealth would seek to have this marked as the next exhibit, Your Honor.
Any objection? Photo is now in evidence as Exhibit 97.
Your Honor, if the Commonwealth may publish briefly.
Yes?
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, can we have still 3? Mr. Capozzoli, how do you recognize this is the living room?
So when you walk in the front door, it's the room to the left. It's the only room that had a rug. It's the only room downstairs that has a fireplace.
You can take that down, Ms. Gilman. Thank you. Your Honor, if I may have just a moment.
Yes?
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, sir, I neglected to ask you this. When you rented the home to the Walshe family, was it furnished?
Yes, partially furnished, yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ross?
Sorry, Judge.
Sorry, I was in my typing mode. Go right ahead.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
You were talking about the property in Cohasset, and one of the rooms you were talking about was the basement.
Yes,
Am I correct that the basement wasn't furnished?
correct.
It wasn't properly heated?
No heat, just for what comes from the boiler, right?
Okay. And there wasn't a washer and dryer down there?
No,
There wasn't a playroom for kids?
no,
There wasn't a rug, it was just a cement floor?
yes,
And the basement not only had access to the house, but it also would have had access to get outside of the house? Like
Ye-
the bulkhead?
a walk-through door, a regular door, yes.
Okay. You had also mentioned, I believe, Mr. Connor introduced the lease, and that lease was in Diana Walshe's name?
Yes,
And to your knowledge, that was Mr. Walsh's mother?
yes,
And the first 6 months of the lease, that was paid in full
yes,
by Mrs. Walshe, Mrs. Diana Walshe?
yes.
And was your intention to rent that property in smaller increments? Or that's just what came to you with the Walshes that time?
That's what came to me.
Okay. And in speaking to the Walshes, it was your understanding that the reason they were looking for short-term housing was because the family was planning to relocate to Washington, D.C.?
That's correct.
And after the 6 months, they approached to extend the lease, right?
Yes.
And what month was that, if you remember?
August or September, something in that.
2022?
Yes.
And when they first came to you to extend the lease, they only wanted to extend it for 3 months.
Yes,
And that was because their trip to D.C. was impending, was coming up.
yes,
Okay. And your understanding was that when Mr. and Mrs. Walshe and their 3 young children went to D.C., that Diana Walshe might move in and take over.
yes,
And it sounds like you didn't want to do such a short lease, so you agreed to do 6 months.
yes,
And during those 6 months, you mentioned that Mr. Walshe would bring you the rent check, right?
yes,
But the rent was being still paid by Diana Walshe, his mother.
correct, yes,
And that was $5,000 a month?
yes,
Okay. You had mentioned that you had done a couple repairs to the property as a landlord?
yes,
And one of the things that you mentioned is there was a leaky faucet.
yes.
And something like a leaky faucet, is that something that the Walshers would be financially responsible to fix?
No,
Because that's just normal wear and tear of the home.
yes,
And I think the second thing you said was there a hinge on a hutch that was loose?
yes.
And that was something that you could just go over with a screwdriver?
I had to replace the hinge.
Okay. And is that something that was normal wear and tear, or did the Walshes damage that and they would have to pay for it?
Probably wear and tear, but it could have opened too far and broke the hinge, not sure.
Okay.
Yep.
In the lease, or your understanding, would there be some damage that the Walshes could have done to the home that they would have to be financially responsible for?
Yes,
So, for example, if a large hole in the ceiling happened during their tenancy, you wouldn't run over there and get up on a ladder and drywall the ceiling and fix the hole yourself.
no, I wouldn't.
And that would be something that isn't regular wear and tear, right?
I would say that's not regular wear and tear, no.
Okay. So that would be something that the Walshes would be responsible for paying for and covering.
Sure, if they actually did it, if it wasn't something that The house had control over, yes.
Okay. And you had mentioned that, other than the rent check, that you would see Mr. Walsh, when you say 5 or 6 times, do you mean 5 or 6 times a month, or do you mean 5 or 6 times over the course of the lease?
Over the course of the lease, yep.
And would you ever see him with any of his 3 little boys?
No, not outside the house, no.
Okay. And you said you saw Ana Walsh on a couple of occasions?
Yes.
And that was with Mr. Walsh or by herself and the boys?
By herself.
Okay. Nothing further.
With the boys, I'm sorry. By herself
Okay.
with the boys.
By
yeah.
herself with the boys. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
The witness may step down. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And the Commonwealth may call its next witness.